Happy Friday. Didn't get much sleep last night, but still got up in the 3 o'clock hour, did some research, and then hit the road, got my walk in. Took me just about 70 minutes. This route usually takes about that long. Usually I hit it pretty hard, you know, nothing crazy, but you know, just a brisk walk and get my thoughts out and, you know, write down my goals for the day and whatnot. Sometime I make the video, but I just didn't feel like talking this morning. I felt like just actually listening to music. Still out, my back's still healing. I'm still, you know, kind of dealing with that issue, these spasms in my rhomboid, my left rhomboid, and it was like radiating out to my shoulder and whatnot. So just trying to get past that, you know, taking it one day at a time. I'm not gonna do any other activity today besides the walk. I may go out boating for a while, so I'll get some NEAT in, so I'll be burning calories that way. And then that'll be it for the day, besides research and, you know, hanging out with loved ones. Mother's Day's this Sunday, so I got to get prepared for that. So got shopping to do. I'll probably do all that tomorrow, but I don't see training in my future for tomorrow, my usual chest day. I don't see that happening tomorrow. So most likely what I'll do is I'll probably get up in the early AM hours and go for a ride. That seems like it's a good idea for tomorrow because the weather's going to be real nice. Maybe even slide down a Rainier Valley. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know really what the day is going to show me tomorrow, but that'd be nice to get down there because I like riding down there. It's fun, and I can just take the pole and get some footage on my own. So what I want to talk about, head to the store. What I want to talk about today was, you know, as an endomorph, and I've talked about this before, I kind of touched on it before, but I'll, you know, kind of, you know, go back into it. The diet structure that I used in 2014 was a raw vegan setup. And what I was basically doing is, you know, I call it the apple diet because I was eating a whole bunch of apples. Now, this came from my 2013 structure, but I modified it because I stopped eating meat. So, in this structure, what I would do is I would go to the store, like I'm gonna go today, and every fruit that I buy, I would portion it as soon as I get it back to the house. I portion it out, and what I was doing was I was pretty much having unlimited amounts of phytonutrients. So I could have as much fruit as I want every day, as much vegetables as I want every day, and I just, you know, kind of watched the other things. But the only times I really had other stuff other than fruits or vegetables, you know, salads or whatnot, is when I would go out to eat, which was very rare. I was losing weight like crazy on that diet. The only thing is it wasn't sustainable, obviously, because you know, my goals changed and it just wasn't sustainable. But what I wanted to, you know, get across to endomorphs is, you know, depending on who you are, again, I'm only sharing what's going on with me, but depending on who you are, I believe that you can eat as much phytonutrients as you want. Now, do I think that you should count the stuff? Yes. But what I mean is this: if you want to overeat, right, if you want to go over your calories, I do not think that it will be that bad for you if the majority of your calories are coming from phytonutrients. You know, I don't think that you should be doing like 60-40, but if you do like 80% whole food, raw food, you know, phytonutrients, and then you know, have 20% for your other, you know, as far as the proteins, carbs, and fats are concerned, you know, you're still, you know, slicing and dicing that up the same way as far as your numbers. But if you're gonna go over, especially like in carbs, let's zero in on carbs. Let's forget the calories. If you're gonna go over on carbs, okay, let that be mainly phytonutrients. Don't have it be breads and all this other stuff. You know, keep your breads and all that other stuff to your percentage for that day. 25% of your calories, you know, keep the breads to that. But if you're gonna go over as far as like carbs are concerned, let that be phytonutrients, bananas, apples, things like that. You know, if you're going over in those, I don't think you'll really have that much of a problem. Now, you know, as I said, you gotta, you know, take this to heart. Why is this person stopping? You gotta take this to heart. You cannot go over the carbs and that other stuff, man. You know, especially if you're trying, you know, if you're trying to cut and you're in the beginning of your cut and you're trying to see those results, you gotta keep your complex carbs, you know, your grains, you know, your oats, things like that, breads, all that other stuff, rice, all that. You got to keep that stuff to under 25% of your calories. You know, it ain't fun. And I was talking about it in another video the other day about recovery. It's not fun, but if you're trying to see those results and you're trying to, you know, cover some ground, you know, the best thing that you could do for yourself is to keep those carbs down and let your body adapt to that, you know, you know, the insulin being down throughout the day. Now, it doesn't spike your insulin when you're eating fruits, especially that have, you know, fruits that have high fructose corn syrup or high carbohydrate fruits. Yes, it does. Is it going to slow down fat loss? Yes, I believe it will, but not a lot. And the reason why I say that is because I don't know the science behind this. I'm just talking from experience. It must have something to do with what level of ease your body is going, you know, has with digestion. Because, you know, this is the thing. I can have like all these shakes all day long. I could go crazy having, you know, fruit shakes all day long, and it's a crap load of sugar. Over 3,000 calories for sure that I've had in shakes in a day in the past. Over 3,000 calories. Not only does my weight not change very much that day, but I am still losing fat at the same time, especially if I'm doing any form of like cardio or lifting. You know, my body weight would never go up. You know, your body's just flushing this stuff out. You know, your body is built to, you know, to just run through fruit, you know, and vegetables. You know, that stuff does not put much of a strain on your digestive system at all, if any. You know, I mean, it may not put any, you know, I don't know. You know, like I said, I'm not a scientist. I never said I was. I just share what's worked for me. But, you know, go to the store, get a bunch of fruit, give it a couple days, you know, just see how your body reacts to it. That's the reason why I have so much confidence when I talk about this stuff, because I've done so many different things and I've experienced so many different, like, you know, feelings and, you know, adaptations and all this stuff from, you know, the type of diets that I've done over all these years. And I'm telling you that, you know, if you can, you know, if you can support that lifestyle and live like that, and you don't want to really get bigger, you know, as far as like in the gym or anything like that, I'm not saying you can't do it. You know, you can get bigger, but if you're trying to be lean and get big and retain a lot of muscle, you know, for me, that diet just wasn't working. You know, because I just couldn't eat enough. You know, it was just like, man, you know, you know, for recovery and to get like enough protein per day through fruit and vegetable sources, man, I probably would have had to eat like 4,000 or 5,000 calories, man. And, you know, I'm not trying to put away that much food per day. Forget that. I don't even have enough time in the day, enough money, or enough, you know, willpower to sit there and like prep out everything. And, you know, you know, 4,000 calories is a lot of fruit, man. And it's a lot of prepping. It's a lot of just dealing with food. And unless you're willing to go out to eat every day, I don't think it's a good protocol, but you know, maybe you have a chef, or maybe you have some means that I don't, which can give you access to ease of access to that amount of calories per day, you know, without having to, you know, put up a bunch of energy. But you know, my day doesn't work like that. I'm trying to put more energy into raising my kid than eating. You know, forget that. So give it a try. Phytonutrients, give it a try. 3 to 7 days. I'd say in 3 days, you're gonna see some big changes if you only have phytonutrients. If you just have salads, very light dressings, you know, all like fruits and vegetables in the salad, different fruits throughout the day. You know, that's what I always liked doing. I always liked having different fruits portioned out throughout the day. You know, sometimes I would blend stuff together, but usually I just have like grapes this hour, apples this hour, you know, maybe a shake, you know, this hour, you know, and like I said, I didn't really have to count calories, so it wasn't, you know, I was just doing like portion sizes, you know, but you know, I didn't have to count calories at all, and the weight was just pouring off. So happy Friday.